Hello, I'm James Coomer from DDN. I want to talk to you about how EXAScaler optimizes your entire cloud resources. EXAScaler is a parallel file system, and that helps us really get the most out of all your resources from compute down to obviously the storage instances. So we deliver you a high proportion of your capped IOPS and throughput from the disk devices. We provide higher throughput and IOPS from the storage server instances. We have an optimized network protocol that gets the best out of your network bandwidth. And finally, we have an intelligent client that extracts the potential from the storage and delivers it into the applications, into your real workloads, which is probably one of the most important aspects. So how is this different from conventional storage? Typically, by conventional, we're talking about NFS storage, so shared file storage. Well, conventional storage does limit your cloud resources in multiple ways. Firstly, you have an application, it's running on a cloud instance. That might be a GPU or a CPU instance. We might be doing analytics, high performance computing, or AI training or inference workloads on these compute instances. And the first issue is that network protocol, the NFS protocol itself, is a limiting factor. The second one is that, even if you have a scalable NAS, then your clients are only talking to one server. And that means, A, there's a limit, there's a bottleneck there in the amount of throughput we can deliver because we're only leveraging a single server. And secondly, it means that even though you've got a parallel back end, there's lots of stuff that has to happen in order for a read to be satisfied. We have to go and drag that data from all around the system to get it to that single server, to get it into your client. So how does that differ from EXAScaler? EXA5 is the latest edition of EXAScaler. It's a true end-to-end parallel file system. And that means that each single application, each compute instance, CPU or GPU, gets full granular parallel I/O from all of our server infrastructure. And that means that we lower read latencies because we're getting it direct from the servers. We improve the application throughput because we're serving from many, many different servers. And we eliminate hotspots because every server is being equally engaged by the application. So that's important point number one. Individual applications running in compute CPU or compute GPU instances get absolutely maximum throughput to make sure that the compute is fully served. Secondly, let's talk about scale out. Our compute isn't just one instance, even though that's an important factor. It might be many instances, and it could even be hundreds or even thousands of compute instances all working against this shared parallel file system. With NAS, the challenge is, even with a scale out NAS, that again, the clients are only talking to a single server at any one point in time. And as well as the NFS protocol itself being a limiting factor, that means that load balancing across your server infrastructure is not granular. Some instances might be more busy than others. You might have an unbalanced workload with respect to the server infrastructure. So that one-to-one relationship between client and server really limits how you can scale with conventional storage. EXAScaler and EXA5 does things differently. Each client, compute instance, GPU or CPU will talk to all of the servers at a very granular level. That means we're completely load balanced. It doesn't matter if one server is heavily loaded and one server is lightly loaded. It doesn't matter how many clients you have running jobs. All the server infrastructure will be always equally balanced. So this results in us getting over 40x more throughput to our applications. And you'll see in other videos that we show you the benchmarks that prove this. There's no storage hotspots because we granularly spread out the I/O load across our server infrastructure, and we give you maximum productivity to your cloud workloads. Thank you. So please, if you want to hear more, listen to the other videos or click the red button on this website and you'll be led to a storage specialist to be able to answer more of your questions.